welcome back to Tilt. Last week we left off on an amazing cliffhanger, and we're very excited to get back in and get playing. Welcome, KJ. Nice to see you back after yesterday's stream. Good to have you along for the ride. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please take a look at all of our links. You can find all of our social links, all of the places you can go to support us. All of our sponsor information. Big thank you to Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press who make this all possible. And also there is 10 to 15% discount on a whole bunch of websites. And also there is a tweet. Retweet the tweet. It helps. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Oh, hi, Kelly.
Oh, hi. I'm gonna go retweet the tweet.
Retweet the tweet.
It's so hard to say. I don't know how you do all of your tweety stuff. Anyway, hi, I'm Kelly. You can find me on Twitter at @KellyLane. You can find me in chat at @Kelly. You can find me here on Mondays, obviously. On Wednesdays at 7 EST. Time zones, they're challenging. You can find me on some Saturdays on Wandering DM playing Go West, a Call of Cthulhu game. I write articles for Scrat's Patreon. A new one just went up like 24 to 48 hours ago. I don't know. Time is a myth. And yeah, I'm really excited for this today. Really excited. It's going to be a great first 10 minutes and I have no idea what we're going to do, but it's going to be great.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Why don't we go clockwise around? Let's go first to Ray Witherbrick. Oh, hi.
Can't unmute myself fast enough. Hi, I'm Ray. I'm with a brick. I play here right now and earlier on Mondays it's 1 p.m. for me, so it's 2 for you, Scrat, I think. Whatever time our earlier game is.
2, yeah, 2.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock for...
Time's relative anyway.
Yeah, I hate time zones. I hate them so much. But no, I'm with a brick. So you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, everything, Twitch. I'm here. I play Ipsis, and she's in the middle of a chase scene right now. So we're gonna get into that and see how the heck that works out.
Yes, I play Lon's Delight. I seem to remember her charging through the bar, possibly heading for a back door, with no intention of unlocking it or using the handle. But we'll get to that also. Next around we have Little Cuppa Joe. Oh, hi, Jess.
Hi, I also know how to unmute myself in ample time. Yeah, I'm Little Cuppa Joe, basically, literally all the places on the interwebs, but mostly Twitter and Twitch. I'm playing Sandor, our 90% of the time slightly drunk disaster. He's a barbarian mostly because he just hits things. He's good at 3 things. Use your imagination. And I think I jumped out a window and tackled a dude at the end of the last episode, so we're gonna see how that ends up.
And also, thank you, Michael Wayne, who has just gifted you an extra advantage using their redemption, their stream money things.
Hi. Much obliged.
Last but most certainly not least, we have Vera. Vera Says Dragons. Oh, hi!
Hi, I'm Vera Says Dragons. Vera. I play Ransom. Ransom has got feelings, guys. He has a heart. It exists.
He has exactly one feeling.
He has a dream. He has a dream.
It's true. I've been waiting for this to happen. I'm excited. I'm happy. I play here on Tilt every week, and that's about it, because I'm probably never going to release my homebrew. That's a lie. Eventually, I promise. I swear. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway,
I think that's all of us and all of the starting things done. I'll update the recap command so I can put a recap in. But until then, let's go to the wonderful Kelly to help us out.
So, so last week we started off following Sandor, who had been missing for a couple of weeks, and discovered that he had been surprisingly artfully kidnapped by a couple of people that seem is incompetent too strong of a word? But he found himself kind of back in the material plane, and managed to headbutt, I believe, his way out of that situation in classic Sandor-esque fashion, and made it into the same town where we had previously seen the rest of the party. He was kind of temporarily interrupted by Ariel, our monk from very early on in the season, episode 2, I think, who kind of brought him through town. There were some earthquakes that were happening, kind of wrote out the drama in midnight, which appeared everywhere because it's always midnight. The rest of our party woke up the next morning, realized that midnight was also in town. They made their way there. The party reunited. Feelings were had by all. Ipsis got a bird friend. And then we had kind of a big reveal where we learned that Soren is also Ariel, and had been kind of guiding or pushing or nudging our players kind of throughout their lives, to get them all to this moment, which they feel very, I believe our players feel less than positive about. And then somebody tried to break in the back door. We discovered that it was Johan. After kind of looking out a second story window, Sandor, swiftly followed by Ipsis, made some dramatic superhero landings, jumping out the second story. Sandor then ran to tackle Johan. Finally, I believe Lon's Delight and Ransom were kind of busting ass through midnight to the back door when they heard the commotion. And that's where we start today. We have this scene kind of in a back alley behind a pub, places that Sandor is probably very used to. He has tackled this very slight man, Johan, who is in like this dramatic leather black outfit, like he thinks he's cooler than he is, although it is like the middle of the morning, to be fair. It is bright and sunny outside. I want to start very briefly with Lon's Delight and Ransom, who are running through the back door, just trying to get everybody back together, and see how that plays out. And then we're going to maybe slow time a little bit, and a lot of things might happen all at once. So, Lon's Delight, you said that you were running to the back door with maybe no real intention of opening it.
She might have dropped her shoulder just a little bit. Gonna shoulder check her way through the door.
Roll that strength check for me.
If you get a natural one, I swear.
Bust that door.
If I get a natural one, I'll be so upset. Strength or athletics? He asks
Athletics.
every single time.
Athletics is fine.
You have an advantage.
I do, but I'm confident in my athletic ability. That'll do.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll do it. You manage to kind of shoulder down, bust this door. You kind of crack it off its hinges a little bit. You hear actually a very small, squeaky voice from the behind you go, "Ah!" as like Soren worries over their back door that you have just busted through. Ransom, I imagine you are shortly behind.
I'm just following.
Are you following at a good clip, or are you just kind of shuffling your way out the back?
I'm kind of loping after her.
Like, okay. I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah. No, it's more like he's getting himself into a very particular headspace.
Okay. And you bust through this back door into this alley, and you see before you see Sandor with a young man underneath him. You see Ipsis kind of standing off to the side, and you just hear Johan say, "Well, I guess I fucked up, didn't I?" And he reaches, you see it in a flash. He almost reaches his arm up and there's a bracelet on this arm, and he just crashes his wrist against the ground.
So
Uh-oh.
for a split second, the tension went out of Lon's Delight. He was saying that he'd fucked up. Sandor looks to be on top. Everything looks normal. She was relaxing. And now her hand has a hand axe in it.
And you have this hand axe in your hand as Sandor knocks him out.
That worked.
But
Turbulent.
But as his wrist kind of hits the ground as he's knocked out, mushrooms sprout up all around you. And
Okay.
I'd like to thank our donors from last week for providing us with some interesting random roll table incidents.
Okay.
And as these mushrooms begin to pop up, almost in like a fairy ring, you realize that they are emitting some kind of spores, and you all begin to cough.
That figures.
And now we're going to do the real roll, which is identical to the one before. And you all take 15 points of poison damage.
Ow.
Spores enter your lungs and begin to kind of rip you apart from the inside.
I've lived this.
Allergies. It's real.
Thought I was done coughing.
There goes the last of my temp HP. Thanks,
Oh.
people!
Sandor, did you need to?
What?
Oh, that's horrible.
It's the mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And
no,
Onslaught,
that fool.
do you remember that last time you slept surprisingly well?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Well, you begin, as you're coughing, you begin to have this feeling, this prickle in the back of your head. It feels a great deal like fear.
Oh no.
And as you look around you feel like you've almost been transported. You're where you're at, but you look around and everything seems dark and muddy. And through the mud and the darkness, you feel hands kind of reaching out to you slowly.
No, no,
Patiently?
no. No.
And as one reaches out and touches you, kind of scrapes you along the arm, you feel a very sharp pain coming from your chest. And the other three of you, what you see is Lancelot kind of crumple in a little bit due to this pain. And then you remember that black tendrils that Lancelot had exerted a long time ago at the very beginning.
I needed it one time.
You see them burst from her chest again as she
Ha!
stands straight up. And everyone, in fact, including the unconscious Johann,
You fucked yourself.
Poor bastard.
I don't even care.
I don't either. I'm just saying.
um,
That's good, right? That's good.
yes, that's good. Takes an extra 1 point of necrotic damage as you are hit with these tendrils kind of directly in each of the core of your bodies. And it doesn't cause a great deal of pain, but each of you feels this slimy oily gunk as if it's on you.
Ugh.
But there's nothing there. It feels like there's something there.
What was that? Oh, I don't like that.
Nothing.
Weird magic.
good.
I don't know.
Are you okay? Lons, are
you
you
alright?
alright?
Is it still dark in his hands?
They begin to fade.
Lonsdale suddenly looks angry and tries to chase them. Are they fading like backwards? Can she like stubborn
It-
her way through planes?
As you try to chase them, you can kind of run down this alley at them a little bit, but at some point you kind of burst through back into the light. And the other three of you don't see what Lon's Delight is seeing. You don't see this inky dirt. You just see Lon's Delight having these tendrils burst forth from her and then run.
On's delight.
He's
gonna follow.
Yeah. Johan is taking a nap, so Sandor doesn't care about him right now. He's just gonna run after Lon's Delight and try to reach out and snag her before she can get too far away.
The hands.
Hey, you okay?
Hands?
Yes, I'm fine. The hands, did you see them?
No.
No.
We just saw the. Was that your spell?
No.
You had some weird dark shit coming out of there.
So that wasn't a conscious decision on your part.
No, I was quite relaxed.
Well, I guess it's time to find out what the hell he just drugged you with. Are you okay?
I don't know. Can I assess myself physically?
Yeah,
No,
what are
I
you?
know hit points wise, I know what I'm, but like, am I high? Can I do like a medicine check on myself, just to like or maybe an insight check, just to neither of these are any good, but just to see if I'm under the influence of some strange shrooms. Have I got bad shrooms?
Is this a bad trip?
This is a bad trip. You can roll a medicine check.
I don't know. Maybe it was the gas fumes, spore things. Maybe not. Maybe it was something from the demonic plane.
Right,
Well,
well, he
that
did
weird-
some weird magic bullshit, so it could have been that too.
It was, but I'm wondering why it affected her worse. Maybe because of the demonic pact, I guess.
Hell if I know.
Well,
Is-
devilish, technically.
Yeah, Johan had like a bracelet or something that he smashed, was that right?
Yep.
I was gonna say, I want to be looting his body while they're running after Lon. I just want to see what he's got on him. He's conscious, nobody's around, and Lons is being taken care of, so I would like to loot the unconscious body, please.
Take everything and give me something good.
Yeah, like I just want to see if he's got maybe like some sort of like hit list on him or a black book or I don't know, whatever I can find on him, I guess.
Okay. Roll. Actually, I'm not going to make you roll for this. He's
Okay.
unconscious, and you grew up with thieves. I think you know
Yeah.
how to make a man go through a man's pockets.
What's he gonna do about it? He ain't awake.
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna fight you.
Fair.
The first thing you notice is he does seem to have a pretty gnarly conch on his head.
Oops.
You also notice that the bracelet on his wrist seems to be completely smashed. Doesn't seem like there's anything left of it, or like you can see the pieces of it, but it doesn't look like it's not like there's another charge
Okay, I would assume it's like a spell. There's no more like it's disenchanted.
Yeah,
I
it looks like
assume.
some kind of one-time use thing.
Okay.
Of its kind. You find the notable thing that you find is his coin pouch, which has like 300 gold pieces in it.
I will snag that and I will put it right in my pocket to divvy up later between all of us.
I have suspicion.
That is the most gold that Ipsis has personally seen in a very, very long time. There is no way she would not take it.
No, I have suspicion that you're gonna split it.
Oh.
I've been broke this entire campaign. That's very enticing.
Yeah. We can do a lot of that. We can do a lot of that.
We've never
drink a
even
lot
been
of that.
shopping. We've never had a shopping episode.
No. I don't think we've ever bought anything except for like food.
Yeah.
We've had an
Survive.
eating episode. We've definitely had an eating episode.
We had
Had
a
a
big
few of
breakfast. But yeah, no, I will pocket that, and if there's nothing else, then I will like slowly trot over to make sure Lons is also okay.
You do find one other thing.
Okay.
It looks it's kind of a scrap of paper. And it just says, "Here's your payment. Do what you can."
I'll take the piece of paper as well and just kind of
And the handwriting
Stuff
seems
it.
familiar.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna stuff it with the note from Mantra that said watch your back. I'm gonna like keep a collection of these little scrap notes in the same pouch.
You making a scrapbook?
No, Ipsis keeps everything. She's like a tiny hoarder. Also, I would like to check, is the bird still in my hair?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna scritch the bird.
It like
And then I'll
tweets
make
it.
my way. Oh, I'm so stoked on this.
And you're able to catch up to the other three, and what are you all talking about?
I think it seems like we've more or less ascertained that, I don't know, something went weird with Lons, but we don't know what. Sandor was going to head back to where Johann's body is, because leaving him just randomly unconscious in the street is not helpful. We need to do something about this boy. In a more permanent fashion. So I have rope. I still have half of my rope. I think I lost half in like this first or second episode. I have enough to tie this guy up with. I'm gonna do that.
Roll a survival check to see how well you tie him up.
Okay.
How good are your knots?
I mean, that depends on what kind of knots, I guess.
Roll.
Could I assist?
Ransom, you can assist, and so roll that again. This is in
All right.
Ransom's wheelhouse. So.
This is in Ransom's
I was
wheelhouse.
gonna say, could I not utilize like sleight of hand to do this?
Yeah, you can use your sleight of hand if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can re-roll with a sleight of hand.
All right.
Seeing that Lons seems pretty okay. Oh, this is amazing. I'm just going to literally sit down right in the middle between Lons and Ransom and Johann and now Sandor, sorry, and just plop the bag down and start divvying out money just in piles. Like not
So-
even saying anything, I'm just gonna start doing it.
So Sandor's apparently very good at tying knots. Let's not ask how that came about.
Okay, so
Let's not ask how either of them came about this. Okay.
I've got the impression that like Sandor was sitting there trying to tie knots, and then Ransom's just come across and passed him some handcuffs from somewhere. You know?
Can that be what happened? Please,
Oh, thanks.
please.
Okay. I'm gonna pause us and figure out where we all are. So Lons is kind of like off a little ways. Ransom and Sandor have walked back to deal with Johan, who has been initially kind of tied up with rope. Although I'll say that those initial knots seemed somewhat more decorative than constrictive.
Oh boy.
And then Ransom, recognizing that this is not going to plan, pulls out some handcuffs to hand them to Sandor.
I'll do the trick.
They usually do.
What?
Meanwhile, Ipsos is sitting in the middle of an alley, counting 300 gold pieces.
Lon's Delight,
Yes?
how badly hurt are you?
Oh, nothing physically.
You sure we should be counting that out in the alleyway?
Oh, we're totally fine. I'm already done counting it. We each get 75 gold. And I'll just like run up to everybody and just plop some gold in their hand.
Who's going to mug 4 people heavily armored in an alleyway?
With an unconscious body on the floor, nonetheless.
Fair point. Pockets his money. And we'll just pick up Johan and chuck him over his shoulder.
I should go and see to Soren's door.
I think we're all headed in that direction, but I think you should probably stay with us if you don't object too heavily. I'd like to keep an eye on you.
There's a cat in the alleyway, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, you see this orange, this like fluffy orange cat kind of rub up against a barrel somewhere.
I'm sorry, but the shh motion that you made is just the best.
I'm sorry, my children are disasters.
Which children are you talking about? Your cats or your characters?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a trap.
I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry.
So I think we're going back inside, yeah?
Yes, that seems.
I'm following. Yeah.
We'll figure out a place to drop this guy.
Probably in whatever room you stayed in last night, and then I have some good ways to get him to talk.
Perfect.
Oh, get him to talk. I see. Yes. I was gonna say, couldn't Soren slash what's their other name? Alicia?
Ariel.
Ariel. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. They could maybe deposit them in some random plane.
I'd like to know what's going on first, but then that's an option on the back burner.
Yeah, I don't really care what we do with him after we get our answers, to be perfectly honest. I just don't want him to bother me again.
Yes, I don't want him to bother Sylvanas again. He's crossed several lines.
Killing him's an option.
My favorite one at the moment.
Damn. I'm gonna take him to the room and chuck him in a chair.
Well, so as you walk back into midnight, and Soren, who's kind of sitting on the kitchen counter washing dishes, sees you with an unconscious person, and they just kind of look at you and are like, "We have a cellar if you want to use that."
Don't mind if we do.
That way is going to take a painful amount of time picking up the door and trying to put it back on the hinges in the frame. Leaning it against.
And as Lance Delight is kind of struggling in a lot of ways, you feel kind of a small hand on probably like your thigh, given how tall Lance Delight is. It just kind of taps you and then touches the hinges of the door, and they kind of seal back up.
Oh.
And Soren's just like, I can take care of my home. Don't worry. Sandor did a lot worse.
I'm sorry that I broke your door.
It's understandable. Your friends were in trouble. You like to help people when they're in trouble.
Yes, you know that, don't you?
Looks like we got a new friend.
Welcome
Shit-eating
in,
grin.
Greg and the Tales from the Grim crew. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. They are raiding with a sea cucumber.
So, do you want to be a maid?
You know,
What if
Brace?
sure, why not?
Brace?
I
Yes.
can show you how to be a shield.
I love it.
Kiana coming in with a resub as well. Thank you so much. You have an advantage to give someone of your choice. Choose someone and give them an advantage.
Sea cucumber.
Give it to Ipsis.
Hey, stick around. I might be able to.
Oh, and it's been a whole year! 1 year! Boom!
It's a long time.
It is.
Dang.
Avery coming in with a 7-month as well. We're getting close to having a baby.
Then. Here's your lesson plan.
Sub baby. 9 month
baby.
sub baby.
Yeah, come on, everyone knows about the sub baby.
No!
Baby sub.
I don't!
You do now.
That's how it works.
It's a real thing. I just had my first sub baby. It's a real thing.
What did you name it?
Oh, I didn't even name it yet. I just noticed it earlier, to be really honest. I haven't even had time to name it.
You gotta name the bird in your hair first.
I mean,
Yeah, I haven't even named the
concerned.
bird in my hair.
I'm so concerned about all of you.
Okay.
All right. So now that that's been established, I think Sandor comes up from the cellar after finding a good spot to make Johan real comfortable.
It's a dirt floor cellar that looks like it's food storage, right? There's crates and crates of snacks everywhere, root vegetables, that kind of thing. There's some beams that are like holding up the building. Dirt floor.
Cool. Did Ransom have a key to go with those handcuffs?
I'm going to assume yes.
I
Ransom
hope
is a fairly
so.
put together member of the party.
Yeah, he might be the only one actually. All right. Yeah, he's gonna undo the cuffs to hook him to a beam or something. He's not
Alright.
going anywhere.
Good. Here's your
So if you
lesson
come
plan.
back upstairs to kind of check on things, you'll see that Soren and Lance Delight are having a little chat near the busted door.
How you doing, Lons?
Yes, no, I'm fine. The door is fixed. Everything's fine.
Great. Well, our guest is resting comfortably in his quarters. Thanks for that, Soren.
I mean, you're welcome.
For what
I
it's worth, he
asked that-
tried to pick the lock on your back door.
Yeah, and I mean he's messing with the master plan, so that can't really be abided by. But I just ask that you we're a place of safety and relative nonviolence. So
We won't kill him on the premises.
Yeah,
Thank
no, we'll
you.
take him outside.
Okay. Yep.
Far away
Oh.
outside, somewhere else. Don't worry about it. We've got it handled.
Is there a midnight on the water plane?
Not yet. I haven't expanded there.
Might be
Two
time.
birds, one stone, you know.
Throw him out into the endless sea.
Huh.
Well, I will let you guys get to it. Does anybody want food? I want food. I'm gonna make lunch.
I'll take some. I will take some.
Thank you, but no thank you.
So,
I'm gonna make lots of
Ransom, you
lunch.
must
be a
eat.
mage or a fighter. I can show you how to be a shield.
Thank you
Not
also
really.
Tommy and Pixie for those resubs. Thank you so much. Welcome and thank you for the support, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you all.
And Soren seems uncomfortable but resigned.
These violent monsters in their premises.
Begrudging acceptance.
Oh well.
I'm gonna go lock the front door.
That's probably a good idea.
Mostly.
And then I'll make lunch. She kind of leaves you be, and the four of you are currently standing in the kitchen of Midnight.
So, Sandor, what's the plan with him now? What do we do? What are we trying to get out of him?
Wait until he wakes up and see what he has to say about himself.
Why did he kidnap Sandor? What did he just do to Lonsolite? Why is he even asking about me in the marketplaces? Who the hell hired him?
Yeah, mostly it's those last two I'm concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of peculiar. When we were at the carnival or festival, I just thought it was kind of fun how he was following you around. I didn't think too much of it, but now this has gotten really creepy. There's definitely some sort of reasoning behind all of this.
To be fair, creepy is kind of in the wheelhouse for what we do.
He
Even
went,
if
Yeah.
we shit at it.
he went from like dedicated distance admirer to creepy stalker really quick.
It's
I mean,
ploy.
in all fairness, they probably figured they could get some money out of ransoming me or something.
It's a ploy. It's how they get close to targets. Not a tactic I ever used, but it's not exactly uncommon.
Well, that'll give you trust issues.
Like you didn't already have them.
That depends on how you define trust.
Well, I suppose trust is the confidence you have.
It was a rhetorical question, Lance.
Oh,
You trust us?
Sure.
Then you're already better off than I was.
Right, well, how are we going to non-violently get him to give answers? You said you had some ideas, Ransom?
I can either read his mind or I can cast Zone of Truth, or I can do both.
there's really much more deceptive ways if you're open to using a little bit of fear to making someone talk.
Always.
I could make myself look like his sister or
Yes, but
his
can't
partner.
You don't know any of the things that she might know, unfortunately. If they have code words in case of an attack like this, then...
Okay,
I mean, all you have to do is just rip me from the room and pretend that I'm in some sort of trouble, and that might be enough just to get him to talk. You don't even really have to have me say a word.
That's
Just have to have the illusion that I'm being in danger.
I have
That
another
depends on how much he cares about her.
true.
Also, we can go for the pain thing. I get the impression that he's quite a nervous person. Sandor, are you any good at acting?
Like how?
Well, I mean, let's look around the room. What have we got? Salt, candles, a chair leg. That'll do. Like, Sandor, you try and go down there. I stand in your way, and I'm like, no, Sandor, not the salt and the candles. He won't be able to take it. He hears this and thinks, salt and candles? What on earth can someone do with salt and candles? And then the imagination gets going, and people think of some really fucked up shit you can do with salt and candles. And then they freak themselves out, and then he'll tell you everything.
Do any of you have needles?
Yes. Also, I could give you some genuine tips of torture that we are pretty much trained to try and avoid at all costs. Again, hi. This is my job. He's shit at it, but still,
He has a point.
I am a resource. I know what we fear.
What do you suggest then?
First of all, Zone of Truth. Second of all, as far as faking torture, because that idea, Lonsolite, not bad. The whole acting out plan, not bad at all. Good cop,
Thank you.
bad cop, genuinely does tend to have some kind of effect on the psyche. But as far as torture techniques that you could use, I mean, flaying him open, holding his head underwater in alcohol, actually, because that burns when you breathe it. Setting his smaller extremities on fire. That's a thing.
Ransom, I'm not sure we actually want to torture him. I mean, the
These are
whole
the things you're going to threaten.
No. The
Or
imagination.
that I might do.
He'll know all of those things already.
Exactly. So he'll know you're serious.
Right. Well,
He doesn't seem like he's all that tough. He seems like he'll break. And I look forward to watching him shatter.
of course you do. So, weird magical mind reading bullshit seems like a good first option if we don't feel like we've gotten enough out of that. I don't know. Fake torture or torture, whatever. I don't care. I can take him in the back and beat him till he starts talking. That's fine too.
I can also make him laugh so hard that he might pee himself. If that's ever an option. I don't ever have too much in terms of torture. I can just make myself look like other people, and I can do illusion stuff.
Oh. What if I sneak into the room, okay? I use my thaumaturgy to make myself sound terrifying like my mother, and offer him a deal to help him get out of the situation.
That's clever.
That sounds like fun.
Lawns, that's a great idea.
That's
and
clever.
if Ransom, if you want to help, we can use our thaumaturgy to maybe make the walls tremble and lights flicker and stuff for you while you do it. I think that would be amazing.
I like it a lot, actually.
W-
And
what are you
maybe
gonna
have
say, Lawns?
and maybe Sandor can be trying to hold you back, and you can pretend to knock him out, like you're some
Wait.
invading devil.
Whatever.
Fun. Could be fun. You don't know.
Getting pretend knocked out isn't really high on my list of cool shit I like to do, but okay.
Just for the record, you're free to keep talking, but Soren has re-entered the room and is sitting on the kitchen counter, like eating a carrot. Listening to all of you.
Just like, what are they talking about?
You feel judged.
Ransom does not care.
Right, so which of these fine plans are we going with?
Lawns delights.
Okay. Demon Lawns it is.
So... Also... Lon's Delight is a tiefling, I believe we all are. Infernal
Except for
Legacy.
Sandor.
At level 5, we can cast Darkness, which seems perfect.
For the record, Sandor won't be able to see anything.
Yeah, I won't be able to see shit.
Yeah,
You have
neither.
one human. And
Sally!
Ransom is
It's magical
variant
darkness.
tiefling.
It's
I am
magical
very,
darkness, so none of us will be able to see anyway. Probably
Well,
not
that's
even
not
me.
very good.
Yeah, but to get him, scared.
If you just centered it around him, like if you
Yeah.
angled it so that it didn't get the rest of the room, but it got his line of vision and everything behind him, maybe.
Anyway, let's proc it so we can read it. Just a 15-foot
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
radius.
we can
Is the cellar even 15 feet though?
make it.
I don't imagine it's that big, is it?
A 15-foot radius?
15 feet's a lot.
That's a 15-foot radius is a pretty big circle, because that's not 15 feet across, it's 50 feet in
Yeah.
one direction. So
Yeah.
it's like a 30 by 30 box. I don't think the cellar is that big.
So we'll just plunge
But
the
it
entire
doesn't
cellar in
say-
darkness.
It doesn't say it has to be on a point I can see. It says on a point you choose. So I could... darkness spreads around corners but doesn't go through solid objects, I guess. Yeah, no, it'd be blocked. Never mind. I was thinking of like casting it outside of the room and having the darkness spread in, but then I could like walk out the corner or something.
Does Soren have any dry ice? By any chance?
We getting
I'm gonna say
theatrical.
no. I feel like that wouldn't be
yeah.
in your standard tavern.
No.
This isn't exactly a standard tavern. Just gonna put that out there.
It was worth a shot. Fantasy fog machine? I don't know. Although I suppose you could do that with thaumaturgy, maybe? Can thaumaturgy conjure like fake smoke? Or whatever?
I do actually believe that Jess
Make the
and
lights
Ipsy-
dim.
We could say that you still have those wishes that you had originally
Oh.
which one of the options was to alter the terrain around you. I will say that could be conjuring fog.
Sure. Why not? Conjure fake smoke or darkness or something that looks cool into evil.
So I think Ipsis, maybe in your deck of illusions, you would have like something that could conjure fog.
I was going to ask because I'm not quite sure how it works, but let me see what I have because I have a full deck of illusions. Okay.
I would say that fog could just be one of them, given the wishes that we'd had previously, and I'll just give that to you.
Yeah, it says it only works if the cards are drawn at random, so I wouldn't be able to like pick something. It would just have to be.
You just have to
hopefully
draw it
the
and hope
best.
for the best.
Yeah, so I couldn't
Okay.
guarantee it would be something scary enough to incite this sort of fear.
Thank you very much,
So-
Love Lindy, who also raids in. Welcome, raiders! Oh, hi!
You pull a card, and a whole flock of ducks appear.
There's some really
Terrified.
good options too, which is really upsetting. But the bad ones are bad. So if you want me to pick one, I can pick one.
YOLO?
Fair.
Okay.
It's up to you. I do not care.
If we need it for the plan, I'm more than willing to do it. I just don't want to pull something and then it's really bad and have to just screw up the whole plan because of it. Unless I
like we
can
could
spell it.
get
I don't know how that works.
I would feel like we could get like some sort of herb or something that just burns really smoky and is weird looking. And just
Okay.
There's probably like
What about-
a lot of like dry
yeah.
firewood.
Yeah,
around
exactly.
that
Just make it look
green wood that would.
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say if we can find stuff to light on fire, I can do like probably conjure a little flame with like a mild firebolt and kind of try and start a fire to have the smoke drizzle in.
Reading through
You
the
do?
thaumaturgy cantrip, like, you can alter your voice, you can cause
Uh-huh.
flames to dim, you can create a sound, and one of the examples they give is ominous whispers, and you can alter the appearance of your eyes.
Yeah.
We can do the whispers.
Yeah, you can manifest some sort of supernatural power nonsense. So
I will say, you guys begin to hear a groan from downstairs.
We
Oh,
need
no.
to go. We need to
Okay.
go.
Let's go.
all right, let's go deal with him.
Come now, it'll be fun.
So I think how we're going to do this is I'm actually going to have the four of you roll initiative, and you guys can make a decision of what you want to do downstairs in that order. Since we had a lot of
Okay.
options and we were running out of time, so just so that everybody can decide what they want to do.
That actually worked out pretty okay.
Santor is like real chill walking down the stairs after everybody else.
Lobster Light's
I
doing
know.
like the heel run, you know.
So you head down into the cellar, and you've left Soren upstairs still eating. You also actually hear behind you as you start heading down the stairs clanking of pots and pans. It sounds like she's in fact making you lunch.
Cool.
And you are in this room. You are all able to stand comfortably in this space. You're not like shoulder to shoulder, but it's not like you have room to do like backflips or anything. You can maybe move around, shift around a little bit, but there's not a ton of space. And you have Johan, hands bound behind his back around one of these like beams holding up the ceiling. Kind of like, oh.
I'd like to run behind him before he opens his eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Sandor will get up in front of him when it's his time.
So,
and what do you do?
well, so I've got initiative, right?
Huh?
So I've got
Yeah,
initiative.
you go first.
So before people get down, I'm gonna start the ominous whispers. I'm gonna dim the candles, and I'm gonna send my eyes. Ooh, I'm gonna send my eyes inky black with writhing tentacles in them.
My God.
I'm delighted.
What the fuck?
It's
So
shameful
as
Mataji can't do skin too.
So as the kind of lanterns that are down here that were lighting up the space kind of dim a little bit, you see Johan's kind of like, oh, and he starts to hear things. And I believe you all hear these whispers. He's just like, oh no, not again.
They come
And
for
I'm-
you.
Oh, that was creepy.
I love it.
And he starts to sweat a little bit.
Poor guy.
And I'll draw my sword and walk in front of him, so I've got a spiked, vicious-looking sword, eyes, inky black tentacles in them.
And there's just a lot of shit in the background. It's fine.
Parcel tongue.
Ipsis. What would you
Oh,
like
no.
to do?
I think I'm going to just try to keep up with like the thaumaturgy, just like keeping the whispers going and the flames. I don't really want to get in the room at all or be near that, but I just want to keep it going, I guess. Keep the spooky vibe strong.
So are you kind of like standing maybe at the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah, like just kind of out of reach, but enough where I can hear and kind of see if I needed to.
Okay. And I believe it's Sandor's turn.
What did you all want me to do? Arrive and get punched?
Yup.
Was that the plan?
Yup.
But why though?
Because you're pretty.
He will enter the room, I suppose.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything he can add to this. It's already spooky.
That's true.
As Sandor enters the room, can I have a reaction? Like, it's not really doing anything, it's just putting my hand out and pretending I'm magicking him still.
You can okay. You do this. You put your hand out and pretend to be doing something to Sandor. Sandor, insight check for me to see if you have any idea what Lons is
Yeah.
doing.
Probably not. I need to make this known to you all. My insight mod is a big fat 0.
No!
You have no idea what Lancelot is trying to do, and so you just walk forward anyway,
Yeah.
and kind of go up and stand next to near Lancelot.
Oh well.
No, I think he would actually walk up in front of Johan so Johan can like see him amidst all this creepy bullshit.
And what does Ransom do?
I'm gonna use my thaumaturgy. And the whispers are already going. The lights are already flickering. But Lons' voice could use some work. So instead of, they come for you, it's, they come for you. Except I can't make a creepy growly voice to save my life, so we're just gonna pretend. Gah. Nope.
So it's more of a guttural sound than a rar.
Yeah, I can
got
usually
it.
do it. I can't do it.
In the sound editing.
come for you.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
And now anything she says, I'm just gonna maintain this.
Thank you so much. My voice box loves you.
There's
I'm
definitely
kidding,
a
it's totally
dual
fine.
track where it's also like underlaid in Infernal as well.
Yes.
So it's like two
Yes.
voices. Yeah.
Exactly. I can't make creepy voices when I have like a decent throat, guys. I can't.
It's okay.
Need to get sick.
Don't get
Um,
sick.
and so this is all happening.
Mm-hmm. How
And
awake is he?
at this point, he seems both awake and about to piss himself.
Sandor looks real chill in all this darkness.
He's
Some
just
sort of, like
staring
side-eyeing
at
you.
like
Yeah.
hands behind his back, like shaking.
Did you have a nice nap?
Yeah.
Good. If you're nice and rested, had some questions for you.
I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Great. My friend here's gonna make sure you do. He's just gonna look to Lance.
Lance will lean down to his ear so that her tongue almost touches it and be like,
Sing for me.
This poor boy.
Who does this?
I have no sympathy. I have none.
You tried to kidnap me. I got none. All right. You answer honestly.
Mhm.
You might walk out of here alive, but I never want to see your face again after that, okay?
Not a problem.
Cool. So I think our questions above table, we want to know who the hell he's working for, why the hell they tried to kidnap me, why they were asking questions about ransom, and
What he did to Lons with the bracelet.
what he did to Lons with the bracelet. All right.
Can I cast Zone of Truth?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be everybody making a save, just to let
Okay.
you know.
That's fine.
And I believe it's Wisdom. Hang on, I'm pulling this thing up. Yep.
Oh, cool.
A Charisma saving throw. You have to beat 15.
I'm slightly okay at those. I also have a bunch of advantages, so I'm going to use one. Just in case.
That's fair. You
Well,
just
whatever.
made it. Oh.
Well, cool. I'll take it.
And I'm going to use an advantage on this as well.
Damn it. Oh.
mm,
We almost had it. We almost had it. Okay, I guess I'll just be reading his mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me know when Ransom wants to do that.
Yes.
That right away.
No, he's gonna do it at the end of each question that he suspects.
Okay.
So many insight checks are about to happen.
So many.
brace yourselves. Insight is coming.
As long as it's not Sandor doing the insight checks, everything will be fine. All right, question number 1. Who are you working for?
You mean like every day, or like with you guys, or
This whole situation.
so I kind of got in trouble with my superiors, and somebody decided to pay me a lot of money. I don't know her name. She's scary, and she's got like the horns, and she's kind of red, kind of pink. And she offered me a lot of money to quote unquote fuck with you guys.
Okay. He's gonna glance to Lon's Delight, but not say anything on that question.
Lon's Delight will... Well, one of the tentacles swirling in her eyes will meet Sandor's. It's kind of probably more creepy than
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a look. Not sure how to interpret that, but he's gonna continue. All right, so a red pink tiefling, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And you want to explain the whole kidnapping me thing?
Well, I got paid a lot of money, and then I figured, why not two birds, one stone? I thought if I could
Choose your next words carefully.
And Sandor will just kind of like kick the blade out ever so slightly in his sword, real casual, like.
I figured if she wasn't very specific about what that meant, and I thought if I could get any information out of you. I know your family's been wanting to get people to keep an eye to make sure you don't mess with stuff, family legacy, all that kind of thing, protect it. I thought maybe I could, I don't know. Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Yeah, if you thought you were going to have dealings with my family about my bullshit, you have another thing coming. We can talk about that later. Let's continue.
Okay.
Now, my other tiefling friend, the one you were asking about in the square. You want to tell me a little bit about that? You can't say no. You need to explain why you were asking.
I was asking because I know that your other friend is a spy. And I wanted to make sure I knew what I was getting myself into, which clearly I didn't.
Yeah, clearly not. Is that really it? He's just gonna kind of lean over with the sword and like tip his chin up with the hilt. Come on.
Use mind reading for this one.
Okay, let's do the mind reading from Ransom first.
So the DC, I think it's charisma again. It actually doesn't say, but the DC is 13 because this is through his medallion.
Would it be
And he said
cool? Would it be cool if I just made a wisdom save?
Yes. And Ransom, you said that was a charisma?
I think it's charisma. I'm.
I thought it was intelligence.
With the medallion, it's not saying. Hang on.
I'm gonna do intelligence.
Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom
saving throw. Okay, split the difference.
Ha That is under a 13. He's mine.
And so Ransom, you get those surface thoughts, correct? Or are you also
This is going deep. That's why he had to make the save.
And so even though he still knows though, right?
Yeah, he knows that somebody's digging around in his head.
And so after he asks this question, and as Sandor's kind of leaning in and threatening him, he kind of looks to Sandor and then looks at Lon's Delight and starts shaking quite badly. Acting very, very like pulling away, trying to get as far away from Lance as possible. And you see Ransom in his mind as he answers this question. You see it's a big mess. First of all, you can see how scattered he is, how like confused and frightened. You also get that he was just asking questions, he was basically asking questions, trying to dig up as much information on all of you as possible to figure out who he could maybe use outside of this outside of this payment that he has. He definitely seemed to be thinking like, oh, there's at least 2 important people that I recognize in this group. I can maybe get to one of them and get even more information and make even more money off of this deal. And you think that he was kind of doing that a little bit shady behind the back of whoever was paying him.
Good to know.
Okay.
Fill it up.
Also roll an insight check for me too, as you are kind of delving into his like swirling mind.
And I
roll it with advantage.
Yeah. I ransomed.
Jeez.
I ransomed.
You could see into his soul.
I built this character to do 2 things really well.
The first thing you notice is that he's this poor boy. You guys have already broken him.
Cool.
You actually imagine with how kind of pissed poor his personal constitution is that you probably could have just there was a really good reason that he got fired, and
Poor boy.
and you guys probably could have just walked down here and asked him questions and he would have told you.
Well,
He is
just theatrics.
And while he is intimidated by Sandor, he is shaking and he is terrified of Juan's Delight. Like he's a good move away from breaking down and crying.
Cool.
Yeah,
But
this
all
is
of that
really
is
hard on
Branson's
Lons.
knowledge.
You might see Lons also sweating at the effort of maintaining this ruse.
I don't know. I don't know how well Sandor would notice anything because
I don't.
insight. But
Scrat, also roll me an insight check.
It's not my best skill.
oh, really?
You don't think he's afraid of Ransom or of Sandor at all. You think he's giving up every single thing because he's terrified of Juan's Delight.
So she forces herself to stay. That's what the wisdom save was for. She
Oh.
forces herself to stay, whispering every now and again, but she doesn't get so close anymore.
All right. So, did he respond? I don't think he responded out loud to the pressure of like, why were you asking about ransom?
He did say he was trying to see what he was getting into.
Yeah.
No, really, I wanted to know what I was getting into, and I wanted to see if there was any extra way I could make some money, and I know that Ransom is a spy, and so I wanted to make sure that that I, know what he was up to, see if he was like spying on anyone, and then, be able to maybe steal the information or get him to give me something, or
Mm-hmm.
reconnaissance.
All right. So you can do
she
that
wasn't
part
very
of your
specific
job.
about like what it meant to mess with you guys. So I just wanted to see what buttons could be pushed.
And I think we have one more question.
What did the bracelet do?
Yeah, what did the bracelet do? So at this, I think Sandor's basically gonna put an arm on the beam above him and just kind of loom.
And he's looking past you.
Yeah. He knows what he's looking at, so. And the bracelet? What were you trying to do?
It was a gift from the tiefling who paid me. She said break in case of emergency. I wasn't sure exactly what it would do, but she said it might give me time to run, but then you knocked me out. I also I don't really know what else it did. She just said to break it if you guys got me.
Okay.
I'd like to
One
just
side-
insight that one.
Just
Yeah.
insight it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages on it.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Insight. Ransom does one thing.
Sandor does 3 things real well, and Ransom does 1 thing
Two.
extremely well.
Two. He perceives things really well too.
Okay.
Ransom, you get the sense that he really doesn't know. He doesn't know what that bracelet was supposed to do. He does. He pauses before certain things in such a way that makes you think that he thinks it did more than he was told, but he doesn't know what more means.
Okay. Using thaumaturgy, I'm just gonna whisper just for these two. Let up on him. He's had it.
Without thinking, would Ransom drop the thing on Lonz's voice at all?
Yes.
Thank God, because what she would have was literally about to say, forgetting the fact that she's got the voice modifier and everything on, was if Shimmer is done with you, you're as good as dead.
Oh.
We should look after him. And without the voice modifier, that doesn't sound nearly as creepy.
And he kind of startles a little bit at the voice change. And he looks at you and he's like, the minute I saw you, I knew the two of you had to be related somehow.
Yeah, Lonz will drop the eye thing and stop the whispers. And let the candles brighten back up a little.
You pretty sure it's her?
Red and pink. How many tieflings have the sunrise style colors?
Hell if I know.
Not many. Ransom's gonna approach at this point. His expression is cold.
And I believe this is the first time Ransom is in eye shot of...
This is the first time they have ever been face to face.
Yes. And when Johann sees you step forward, he kind of looks at you and he's like, I'm sorry, sir.
Good decision. Apology.
Kind of
Make
like
the
looks
first
like-
words. This isn't a profession for you.
That people keep telling me that, and I think they're probably right.
You considered going home and doing something
I don't think
not
that's
shit?
I don't think that's an option for him anymore, Sandor.
No, if he attracted the attention of Shimmer, he's a sitting duck.
Not really our problem.
Oh, don't be so cold.
Well, it's not.
He raised a lot of issues for me. Asking my name in public where people can hear in a city that I left intentionally.
He
that I
didn't
did
know
not
that.
want my pro-
Incompetence isn't an excuse.
Would you put it a death sentence, though?
At this point, no, because we've already broken him, but I don't exactly care for him either way.
How is Ipsis feeling?
She's still on the outside of the room. More so just listening in to make sure that everything's okay. She has faith that everything's being handled the way that it needs to be handled. And she just feels like maybe she should stay outside, keep an eye on things if there's any weird sounds, if anybody comes trying to look for this person and causes a ruckus in midnight. I think she's more focused on that at the moment.
All you hear from upstairs is the sound of kind of Soren whistling to themselves and
Cool.
cooking. You hear like maybe a swear or two as in a dropped pot or pan clanking on the floor.
Oh no.
A very squeaky, like shit.
Yeah, I'll actually like pop my head into the room just so that Johan can see me as well, and just be like, I'm here as well, and you have a lot to answer for, especially from these people. And then I'll just pop my head back out and just like sit back on the steps or whatever.
And you do
just
notice, Ipsis, that the lights are back on in the
Cool.
room and stuff. So we'll go back to the group in the room.
When
You don't
Ransom,
deserve it.
when Ransom says that she'd be quite happy to kill him.
No, he said he didn't. He said he doesn't want to at this point.
Oh, okay.
Sandor's
said
the
he
one who's
doesn't-
like, I don't care.
Ransom said at this point he doesn't want to kill him, but he doesn't care what happens to him.
Yeah, I think that's still quite alarming to Lon's Delight. She flushes slightly lighter pink. It's just kind of like, excuse me, I need to head to the bathroom again. And
Suit
she'll-
yourself.
I will stop her on the stairs.
Ipsis, roll an insight check. Scrat, is Lons trying to would Lons try and keep from Ipsis how she's feeling? Or would it be kind of all over her face?
It would be all over her face. Actually, can I insight Ransom and Sandor as well?
Yeah, so let's start with this one. Ipsis, as you see Lons kind of coming through, she seems distressed, but you're not really sure about what. She doesn't seem herself, but that's about all you get from it. And then feel free to insight Ransom and Sandor.
Yeah, she's not sure.
Honestly, you don't even. It's all on. Ransom's very
Yeah.
open right now.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I think-
depending on what you were trying to insight, like Sandor's
think-
pretty easy to read.
Yeah,
I
like
think-
what were you looking for?
Lon's Delight is just trying to see how much concern you have for this person's welfare. And she's
Liter-
worried.
literally zero.
Yeah, and that's almost her concern. Is that
I wouldn't say zero, but he's just very angry right now. It's very obvious.
so I think I'll-
Only because you know him at this point, but you can tell that he's angry and worried. There's a lot of worry.
so on the stairs, I think Lon's Delight would just lean into Ipsis and just make sure they don't do anything silly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll watch them. Do you need a minute?
Yes, excuse me, and
Okay.
carry on.
And I'll actually now step into the threshold of the room, not going in, but just staying there, keeping watch, just being nonchalant.
We're gonna follow Lons for a few minutes. Lons, as you head up the stairs, notably the kind of clanking of dishes and things is stopped. And as you come up to the top of the stairs, Soren just looks at you and says, Most people are shades of gray. You can care about them for the good things and dislike them for the bad things. And then she kind of steps aside and gives you space to do whatever you want to do. It's not like she's trying to stop you.
The weight of what she was just impersonating was kind of hitting Lonsdale. It seemed like such a fun idea in the time, but actually doing it was quite hard on her, despite the good roll. And I think she's going to go and throw up.
Okay.
Mom's light is now baby when we must protect.
Roll a Constitution check to see. You're gonna throw up no matter what. But to see like how draining this is on you physically.
It's actually pretty draining for Lonsdale. Right?
Yeah, and because I know recently how this goes from being stressed. Stress like this takes a toll physically on you. It's not something that you just are able to blow past. And so you actually take 3 points of damage as you are kind of violently throwing up in the bathroom, upset. What does Lonsdale do?
I think when she's done, she's not gonna go to the mirror or anything like that. I think she's just gonna close the stall door and perhaps have a perch on the stool for a minute. Just think about what she was doing, and it brings back a lot of memories. She's sort of thrown back to the sort of things that she used to see her father doing growing up, and the dreams. You know, the dreams are often not including stuff like that, but she was definitely using them as a source of how to act, and so it's all just a bit too close.
So kind of drawing on those experiences and kind of embodying them.
Yeah. Especially the tentacle eye thing. That must have come out of a dream. That sort of stuff you don't make up on the spot. You'd have to be a lunatic. You'd have to be someone...
Scrat, you're calling yourself out here.
And we'll pan back to the three of you downstairs. And I think Vera might have frozen.
Oh no. Yeah, it looks that way.
No. It's a really cute, freeze, though.
No, yeah. Like normally when I freeze, it's like in the middle of a sneeze or like I'm picking my nose or something, you know, right? Like,
so well. I know that's
like
so
real
well.
awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've gotten our answers for the most part with Johan, so Sandor has no interest in conducting further business down here in the cellar. But he's not gonna let him go.
So, what do you pose that we do with him if we can't let him go?
Well, I mean, we can, but it just means he's on his own. What would you do if we let you go?
run.
Far away from here?
Yes.
Okay. Get cozy tonight. Get some rest. You're gonna have a lot of running to do tomorrow.
And he just kind of like nods nervously.
And Sandor will turn and head for the stairs.
And I'll move out of the way, and after Sandor goes up, I'll just kind of look at Johan and turn around and follow upstairs.
And because we don't have, because we've temporarily dropped Vera, I'm going to do what Ransom would probably do and insight check him on her behalf.
One more for the road. Jeez!
Yeah. +7.
Ransom!
And Ransom would be confident that he is running. So, Vera said that they were having a crazy storm. Okay.
Ooh, oh no.
And so when you head back upstairs, you leave and Ransom kind of walks with you and it's just like, yeah, he's gonna run as far as he can.
Good. It's probably for the best. Is Soren around?
Yep, Soren's back in the kitchen clanking away. There actually looks like there's a few trays of food laid out and just about ready for you. It's probably you guys are probably busy for maybe an hour or so. So it's probably right around noon.
Oh, we have Avira back?
Yeah, my big computer just completely crashed.
Well, so what happened in your absence is Sandor asked our friend in the basement what he would do if he was let go. He said run. I rolled on your behalf. Ransom got a 20 insight, and you are confident that he is in fact going to run as far away as physically possible. And you guys are heading back up the stairs. But if you need a moment, if Ransom would have wanted to say anything to him before they headed back upstairs, you could do that.
Yeah, there's something I'd like to say.
Okay, would you like to do that after Sandor and Ipsis have left the room, or do you not really
I don't
care?
think it matters to him if they're there.
So they're probably heading back. They're heading towards the stairs.
Yeah.
And feel free to say what you need to say.
Who trained you? Which kingdom?
I was originally trained here. And I left because I wasn't getting any jobs.
Do you know how to disappear?
I can try. I don't know if this has definitely shown me that I don't really know as much about what I'm doing as I thought. But staying out of trouble I'm better at than getting into it.
Makes sense. Listen to me. In short, I don't particularly care what happens to you, but I know that my friend does. So I'm doing this for her. Change your name, change your hair, ditch anything personal, anything that could be used to magically track you. Get a lead pendant that's enchanted so that you cannot be scryed upon. Move under cover of darkness for at least a week. Get out of this country, get out of this city, and find somewhere else. Take up something simple, be a tradesman, be a fisherman, something in a city that's like this one, large but not too large, so that you can vanish into it, but it's not strange that someone just showed up into it. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you.
And he's going to give him back the 75 gold that Ipsis gave him. That was originally his.
And you're able to put it in a pocket. He is still tied up, and Sandor did say that they would let him go after some rest.
Yes. So he puts it in his pocket.
And I think you, as you do this, Johan finally cracks completely, and he begins to cry. And you can see him almost slump based on the weight of what he's about to have to try to do.
Listen to me. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. I've done it twice. That's why I'm so angry. You jeopardized that. You jeopardized my vanishing. But you can come back from this. If I did, you can. Hells, you've not done anything worse than anything I've done.
Adele doesn't know about
Shimmer?
the tiefling.
Okay. That is probably a point in her favor then. It probably won't come back to retribution on her.
She was sent with me by my former employers to see if I could make something of myself, to try and fix my incompetencies. She thought
fake
we were
death.
after you for the usefulness.
I'm going to be faking your death so that she thinks you're dead. And
we
if
have
she
a meeting point,
Shimmer,
and if I'm not there by this afternoon, she'll leave.
good. If she thinks you're dead, Shimmer will think you're dead, and then probably nothing will come after you. This job is not for people who are able to fear anymore. That I lost a long time ago, and it's not a good thing to lose. You understand?
I just wanted to make something of myself.
But why this? You could be a knight. You could be a traveling singer. You could be a tradesman. Anything is important. Fishermen are important. Woodsmen are important. And anyone who says they aren't is lying to themselves. Join a temple. Be a priest. Actually, that's a good idea. The temple would protect you.
Thank you.
Do not tell anyone I did this.
No.
You have your life, and you have a future. That's more than a lot of people get. We'll release you soon. If anything random does come in here trying to kill you, please scream so that I can kill it first.
That I can do.
You'll survive, and you'll recover. And with that, he's gonna leave.
And Sandor and Ipsis, did you stick around when Ransom began talking, or did you just peace out?
Sandor would have gone upstairs to get food and also ask Soren to like deliver some food downstairs later.
You probably would have caught the change in tone of the first few sentences as you were heading up the stairs, but maybe not the details.
Yeah. He wouldn't have been paying attention anyway.
Ransom's
you come
gonna
up-
leave, and he's gonna he wants to try and find Lon's Delight.
So Sandor and Ipsis, as you head upstairs and you see the food coming out, and Soren goes, "All done."
Great. You don't mind delivering something down to our guest a little later, do you?
Oh, I can do that as soon as I get you guys set up. And you see there's actually like a small plate off to one side. Which seems to be a fairly plain sandwich, but then also some kind of like baked sweet.
Something to brighten his day. He's had a rough day.
He really has.
And Soren motions to, she's like, I mean, if you want to carry the trays, you can go eat.
Right, thanks. He'll go and grab those for himself and for Ipsis and the others. And pick a table.
The place is completely empty.
Yeah, so Picks a table that looks cool and sets it all down and takes a spot.
And Ransom, as you head upstairs, you see kind of Sandor heading out towards the main room with a big old tray of food.
Yeah, he's just gonna go look for Launcelot.
Soren kind of gestures in the direction that Launcelot went.
He kind of just salutes her, wanders over, knocks on the door.
What kind of bathroom is this? Is it like a pub bathroom with stools and things, or is it like a club bathroom with sofas and a couch area, or?
It's a really good question. So you're in the bathroom on the main floor. Kind of off to one side is a finer, like, bathing area, but this place that the room that you're actually in right now is very much pub bathroom, stalls, sinks.
Cool.
And you're knocking on the door to the main bathrooms?
Yeah.
Launcelot, stay quiet.
Launcelot, can we talk, please?
Just a minute, I'll be done soon.
He starts counting.
Launcelot doesn't know what to do. She's going to stand and flush the stall.
Sure.
Sure, it's magic.
Yeah, I
So
imagine
this is like a
I
teleporting in. I feel like it could have plumbing if it wanted to.
I mean,
Yeah,
even if it's like a water pump thing, that would work, you know?
Yeah, it's probably like on a chain, maybe.
Yeah, have to pull it a few times. Yeah, good.
And as you do this, you do actually notice, like, this may be the first time you've noticed that it is like you pull it and there's no like flushing. It's just kind of like it just disappears. Like whatever.
It just prestidigitates it away.
Yeah.
That's better than
Love it.
plumbing.
I love it.
But it makes the sound and everything.
Love it even more.
Head over
Bless
to
you, Soren.
head over to the sinks. Not looking at the mirror, but running the taps for a second. Loudly taking a towel. If it's on a scrolly thing, like scrolling it extra loud, just trying to buy time. She doesn't want to have this conversation.
He opens the door after 60 seconds.
Ransom, this is the ladies' bathroom. You can't just storm in here like you own the place.
Launcelot. Please. I'm asking you just this once. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and I'm asking you to be 100% honest with me. Because I know that you lie, and I know that you pass things off a lot. And I've let it slide till now, but now I don't want to. I really would prefer we didn't. I'm not going to read your mind. I'm not going to cast stone of truth on you. I'm going to trust you. And you know that's hard for me, but I do trust you. You know that, right?
I appreciate that. You've come so far. You're getting so trusting, and it's so nice to see the way you
You've
are with
proven
Sand.
yourself to me. You cared about my brother enough to let me dive through a portal. You promised to look after him if I was hurt or killed. You've proven more than worthy of my trust. I would like it if you would try to trust me too. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little.
Scared, Ransom.
Of what?
my sister, my father, my mother, me?
Can I be honest with you? I don't think you should be afraid of yourself because I genuinely think you're the best of us.
Did you see me in the basement just a moment
You were
ago?
playing. Did you see me? And do you see what you're doing now versus what I'm doing? Because I'm fine. What we just did doesn't affect me. I don't care. I'm fine. I've done it for years. But it hurt you. Right? You don't feel good about it. And that's why you're the best of all of us. Because you care about what we just did. You care about that boy, man, child down there who kidnapped one of our friends and gave us a lot of trouble and genuinely could have ruined some things for us. You care. I've never met anyone who cares so deeply. You are good, Lon's Delight. You are good. And yes, all people are varying. Morality is strange. Everything is some muddling shade of gray, but you're silver, whereas I'm charcoal. He's gonna put a hand on her shoulder. I genuinely believe that, and my job is being able to read people and understand them. To know who they are by looking at them. And I think I know you, at least a little. You are a good person.
I can't afford to be good.
Why not?
Good won't
Why
do
can't
it.
you be the best of us when we're all
Good.
shades of darker gray?
Good
Why
won't do
can't
it.
you be the guiding?
It's not enough.
Why isn't it enough?
If we want to survive, we need to do despicable things to beat Shimmer at our own game.
No. There is no crime in having a good heart in a harsh world. There is no weakness in having kindness in a cruel world.
She is better than me, Ransom, in every way.
She's better at killing than you. She's not better at caring, and that's braver. I've said it from day one that caring is brave, and I'm a coward because I don't want to.
You do care.
You are
Ransom.
brave. You have made me care about people. You're forcing me to be brave too. We're here for you. You know? Let us be here for you.
I appreciate you being here. I love seeing the way you all develop, and
We want to see these things from you too. Come with me and join the group again. Come on. And let's all talk together. Let's be together. We're a group, right? You called us a family, right?
just let me finish drying my hands.
Okay.
And she'll walk out
Wait.
shortly after.
One second. You want a hug?
Yes, Ransom. I could really use a hug right now.
He's gonna hug her. Very tightly. Big squeeze. You are
Thank
good, and that's not a bad thing. Come on.
Um,
Lon's Delight definitely leaves that bathroom feeling better.
Good. Meanwhile, while this conversation is going on in the bathroom, this very moving conversation, Sandor and Ipsis, I believe, are eating lunch.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Grubbing
And,
hard.
Noshing on lunch, playing cards, and talking to her bird friend.
Yep. Totally talking to my bird friend, trying to figure out what this bird friend's name is going to be.
So you got any ideas yet?
I don't know. Should I ask Ransom if it's a boy or a girl? Can Ransom tell?
Just, I don't know, pick a name that works for either. That's probably fine, right?
I guess. How about Morris? Do you like Morris? I'll scritch the bird.
Does it look like it likes Morris?
Yeah, can I roll an insight check
Can
on
we
this
insight
bird?
check the bird?
Yes.
Yeah!
Shit.
This is what I lived for. Let me insight this bird. Yeah!
It seems like lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
I don't.
We'll get there.
I don't think it likes it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get there.
I.
It's neither here nor there at the moment. Bird is good. Bird is good.
You could call it Johan.
Do you really want me running around screaming Johan while we're on adventures? Is something that you want, Sandor?
Not really.
See? Be careful before you say things. Because
Sure.
what if I did name the bird Johan? You would probably instantly regret it.
I mean, yeah, I'd hate it, actually.
Yeah.
So, your hand?
Nah, shit. I fold.
I think he turns his hand around and it's like not that great.
Man, I'm no good at cards. This is why I don't play.
You gotta get better at bluffing, that's all it is.
My whole life is one big bluff. Why can't I play a single hand of cards?
Right, well, you definitely bet that cookie, so pay up.
And I'll toss the cookie. You're lucky that was the last one too.
He joyously savors his victory.
I just take like a biscuit and I'll just like jump on a biscuit. Yum. Delicious.
Yeah,
And
you
I will
look
try
like
to feed the birds some of this biscuit.
Hey, I heard you're not supposed to feed birds bread. It's not good for them.
Oh, then I'll just throw it. Sorry.
And the bird like
The bird's like, hey.
I'll like reach deep into like, I don't know, some crevice of my hair and probably pull out like a leaf or a twig and just like offer it instead. Healthy options. We need healthy options.
Right.
So
and at this point this bird actually has like formed space in your hair. Like a little like spot to like lay down.
cool.
You sure you want that thing living in your hair?
I mean, a little temporary buddy would never hurt. I don't want it there forever. I don't think that's really good for my hair, and it might just start picking it out eventually. So maybe just for a little while. It's cute. I've never had a little bird friend before. We'll see how long it lasts. I don't think it'll last very long, but we'll see.
Fair. Just maybe make sure you wash your hair from time to time.
Next time we come to a bathhouse, you let me know.
Sure, will do. And he's gonna kind of like glance in the direction of the bathrooms occasionally, but not really saying anything about it. As he just shuffles the deck and cuts it again. You wanna go another round, see if you can win some of your food back?
You know what? What the heck? Let's do one more.
All right. He deals.
Good
He's
call.
not cheating, I promise. He's not smart enough to cheat.
He has 3 skills. We've discussed this.
Yes, he's
Only
not smart
3.
enough to cheat, but he's got a great poker face.
And I'll like look over the cards and kind of look at Sandor and just be like, she doesn't talk much. She doesn't open up much, but Wands is very strong.
You
And
think
she's
she's gonna
okay.
be okay?
Yeah, deep down I know she's okay. She brings in a lot of people so that she can kind of overcompensate on the love and forgiveness she needs to give herself. But don't worry, she's on the way there.
Yeah, I noticed.
We just gotta help her where we can and be patient.
I kind of figured she needed her space.
Yeah, that's what I do. She wants to talk, she'll talk. And if she wants to be quiet, she'll be quiet. So I just kind of let her do her thing when she needs. I feel less of a burden that way.
That's fair. Doesn't seem like Ransom agrees.
Yeah, Ransom is also a peculiar little one and has his own way of doing things, I guess. I don't know. He's very smart and insightful. It might be good for Lons and him to converse every so often, especially if she's feeling like this.
He's learning to experience feelings. I guess he needs the practice.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that's so weird. It's not weird, but it's weird. I don't know Ransom, but it's weird. Sylvanas was completely overtaken by the fact of how considerate and compassionate Ransom was.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be his default mode, so, you know.
No, I mean...
Or at least he tries not to make it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the power of this group and what we're going through to create such a insane change like that. I'm really impressed.
Well, to be fair, we're apparently supposed to stop some sort of divine bullshit. I guess that's a lot for some people.
Yeah, how are you dealing with that? I feel like you don't really care, and that's a little alarming because I feel like we should care more than anything.
Well, we're stuck here whether we like it or not, right?
In a way.
I get by coasting through. If I die, I die.
So you don't want any say in it at all? You'd rather just coast to your death in when you are one of the only people it seems to be imaginable that's able to solve all of this or create some sort of bigger change in all of it? You just want to coast?
Put it this way. I don't really have any great ambitions.
But why not?
I gave up having that shit when I was 10.
And not like at this point, Ipsis is like really like scratching her horn, like 10, like trying to like compute if 10 is different for tieflings as it is.
Like, how do numbers work?
As you scratch your horn, you realize you've like bumped into the bird's like space in your hair, and it like pecks at you a little bit. Like,
oh, sorry.
Ipsis.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to really get it, but when you're born into a house where tradition and family and bloodline and all that shit is real important, and you're the most extra of far too many damn sons, you don't really get a lot going for you. There's nothing for me to do.
Looks like we got a new
Well,
friend.
you can make things to do. I wasn't born to a wealthy family or any sort of important bloodline. Hell, my parents left me on the stoop of some sort of temple, and I was stolen. I never asked for any of that, but I still made the best of it. I made my own choices. I took the adventurous path when it was available, and now I'm here and I've met you, and apparently I have some greater calling. Things like that, while they do take hard work, I feel like they have some sort of meaning. Your life may have not had a meaning to you up until now, but this is a really great reason to bring meaning to it. Maybe I'm the only one who feels this way in the whole group, but I mean, it's just been bothering me how okay with all of this you've been. And how you're not cheating. I expected you to cheat at these cards.
Cheating takes effort. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not about
You
effort.
put a lot of effort. You do. You have a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort to stay with us every day. It's a lot of effort to even just wake up.
Some days, yeah.
I feel like you're going to have a breakthrough like Ransom did. And you're going to find yourself caring at the end of all of this. And I'll be there to laugh and point in your face when you do.
Listen, it's not that I don't give a shit about you guys. I do. I wouldn't stick around if I didn't.
I just wish you were kinder to yourself, I guess. Someone so young, I think younger than me at least, deserves to see the world and live a long, happy life. I feel like we all do. And if we play our cards right and we figure out what we need to do in the situation, we'll all get to experience that. Do you really not want to see what your life has in store? Do you really not care? And you don't have to answer that. I don't want to be philosophical. I want to give you thinking points, I guess. We really haven't talked about it much since everything happened, and now with the Johan situation, I feel like things get more complicated, but just think about it. At least.
Sure. It's a shit hand. I fold.
Yeah, me too. This is frustrating. I thought cards would be a lot more fun.
Maybe we'll try dice next time.
Dice sounds like a lot more fun. Maybe the odds will be in our favor then.
Yours or mine?
We'll see when we get there.
And Lancelot and Ransom exit the bathroom.
Welcome
I'm just
back.
gonna toss some bread.
Just tossing bread?
Yep, nope.
And some ducks like it's a projectile.
Yeah, like towards Lawns. I don't expect her to catch it, but it's just more of like a please sit down and eat with us. You've been taking too long. But I don't want to say that. I'm just gonna toss her some bread.
If this roll dex check.
Let's see. There we go.
And you do toss it in their direction, and you actually time it a little too early though, and Ransom is able to dodge, but it kind of thwacks Lawns.
Oh, sorry. I just want you to come eat. You haven't eaten today.
You could have tried using your words.
I just figured it would get to her faster.
Lawns, come sit down. Have a drink. Eat.
Yes, I would like that.
I won't ask if you're okay, because I know you're not. He's gonna hand over his flask and put it in front of her.
Thank you, Sandor. Actually, Ransom really helped me out.
Oh God, outing me that quick.
Good.
He steals the flask and takes us away.
Hey, that wasn't for you.
Yeah, well, and then gives it back to Lawns.
No, thank you. I think I would rather just have some ale. I'm getting too used to your stuff, Sandor. It's very strong.
Yeah, well, it's medicine.
Uh-huh.
Fine, I'll keep it. Anyway, we're gonna let him go in the morning. And he can
Sounds
fuck off to wherever he wants to.
Yep. I told him how to disappear. So
That was nice of you.
I have underlying reasons.
You gonna share with the
Entirely.
class?
I don't want retribution on Sylvanus. He knows that the city has a connection to me now. I gave him enough advice that he can get out. And also, I had figured that it might make Lonsdaleite feel a little better about everything we just did.
Do you think he would be safe from Shimmer?
I think he's going to be very good at disappearing, because he's going to be quicker at vanishing than he is at finding trouble. I don't think he's entirely useless. I think he's just in the very wrong profession for his actual skill set. And, of course, he pissed me off, so I'm still angry, but I'm not entirely cruel all the time.
No, you care.
I care about
I mean-
you, I care about Ipsis, I care about Sandor, and I care about Sylvanus, and that is it.
The list is growing.
Wow.
Not growing anymore.
We're gonna have to get a bigger piece of paper for that list.
Yes, because you were actually keeping a list. Cute.
I might have been.
Sandor cares about you too, Ransom.
Of course I do. I cared about him from the minute I saw his face.
That's so.
Silence.
Sandor just has a shit-eating grin on his face.
Of course you did.
So does Ipsis as she continues to just shove food in her mouth.
Well,
Lonsdaleite.
Is there some sort of sweet at the table? Like a chocolate pie or something? Like a gutbuster pie? You know what I mean by a gutbuster pie?
No, I have no idea what you mean.
Cool.
You see that there was a plate of cookies,
Sandor's been like hoarding and winning the cookies.
but they're like all gone.
Oh.
There's one left, but it's like right in front of him.
However, that doesn't mean that there aren't more in the back.
I really wanted something maybe a little chocolatey. I'll go and see what Soren's got out back.
Sure thing. Oh, Ipsis. Here. He's gonna hand over the last cookie.
Oh, sweet. I'm just gonna shove it in my mouth and chomp down.
And Lonsdaleite, as you head to the back, you see Soren. There's a full plate of additional cookies on the counter. And it looks like Soren is talking to herself. And she looks a little freaked out.
Uh-oh.
Soren?
Oh, sorry. I was just communicating with the other Midnights. I think we may need to move up our departure time,
Oh,
if
why
that's
is
all
that?
right. Well, there's been a little bit of disturbance, I think, back at midnight something's wrong. But there's also
When you
the next
say
round of
back at midnight, could you follow that up by a location?
the midnight in the woods outside of dusk. Well, outside of the mountains.
Oh, the one
by the star.
where Maritza
Last
is
minute.
staying.
Go,
Yeah,
go,
yes.
go!
But there's also a game going on right now. There's a competition, and I have to be there to judge.
Send us to the woods. Send us to the woods. Send us to the woods. I'm gonna run back outside. Get ready to go to the woods.
What?
What?
There's a problem where Maritza is.
Oh, gods.
Shit.
To the woods.
All right.
He downs an entire
Soren,
mug.
we're ready.
Coming! And she runs up from the back with a sack that now has cookies in it, and she thrusts them at you, Lawns Delight.
Cool. Rations.
And she kind of just waves a hand in the air in front of you, and a portal opens up. And she goes, wait. Somebody needs to unlock the guy downstairs.
I got
Ransom will run and do it. Ransom and Sandor will run and do it.
If Ransom's running, Sandor's not going to bother.
Of course.
He's like, oh, okay, you do it.
Ransom runs and does it. Unlocks it.
He's just like, oh,
Have fun. And leaves.
okay. And like, you are in and out of there so fast, he doesn't even have time to react or ask questions about what's going on.
Nope.
You just kind of abandon Johan in the basement of midnight.
Yep.
And you see, you come back up, and this portal is wide open, and Soren's like, okay, this is stop one. I gotta judge, and then if everybody stays put and stays together, it'll take me 2 minutes, and then we'll go back to midnight, okay?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, go. Dive.
We dive.
We do the thing.
And as you walk through this particular portal, it's a little bit different than the other times that you've traveled from one place to the other, because before you had that pressure, that water pressure, and that popping feeling like going underwater, and this time it's just like stepping through a doorway. You're just kind of, one side is material plane, and the next side you step through and you're back in the woods. But what you see before you are trees flattened in every direction. It looks like this space has been made barren, almost like if a tornado has come through. The trees are cracked and broken, and you see laying scattered in pieces all across what used to be the forest floor, pieces of clay and stone golems that had clearly been fighting based on the marks and the like scratches and rips into the ground. And on the far side of this kind of now violence-induced clearing, you see Chantel and Tristan standing there, exhausted. They are both panting. They look to be sweating. They both appear much more worn and imperfect. Before, they had always been kind of put together perfectly, and they seem drained. And Soren, as Soren steps through behind you, she immediately starts to move with quite a bit of purpose in their direction, kind of busting past the four of you. And as she is walking, you see her grow in height, and you see the wings come from outside of her back, and in her one hand, that staff with the amethyst on top appears, and before you is standing that celestial being that you have seen before, with the scales of judgment. And she walks up to the other two, and that golden dome rests above them again, settles in, and you see her hold up the scales. And this time, unlike the even times before, they do begin to tilt slightly. It appears in Chantel's favor, but just a little, not enough. And Soren looks to the two of them and whispers something, says something, and the dome disappears. And Soren, in her halfling form, is standing there again, and she runs back over to you. Do you guys choose to wait for her, or do you choose to do something else?
I feel like we should wait.
Yeah, Sandor's not moving.
I'm
Ransom is
moving.
analyzing all of this.
Lancelot doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I think Sandor is processing what the hell he just watched.
Yeah.
And Soren runs back to you all. And she goes, okay, step 1, done. Game's judged. Moving on. Step 2, something is wrong.
How so?
There's been some kind of disturbance. When I'm not present, it's a lot harder to keep a hold of some of our less violent policies at midnight.
Okay, let's move then.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And again, she kind of waves a hand, and you are able to kind of walk through another portal. Which seems to just, instead of moving you in a new dimension, essentially, it's just kind of looks like it's just taking you back to midnight. And what you see in front of you as you step through this time is midnight. It looks like to be the same place as you left it. But the front door has been ripped entirely off of its hinges. And in fact, the ground around it seems somewhat scorched.
Uh-oh. Up goes the shield.
So that doesn't look good.
Not in the slightest.
What do you think it could be?
I don't know. Lonsdale, you're the heavy hitter. You lead the way, but first, and he's gonna touch her real quick on the shoulder with his tail, because that is what he does, and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Oh, thank you.
So you get 12 healing back, because that is crappy.
That's plenty enough, thank you. Yes, everyone stay close. I'll be your shield.
Sure thing, right behind you. And Sandor will indeed go basically behind / to the side of Lon's Delight, because he also hits things really hard.
I will go, I'll set a reasonable pace, not fast, not slow.
Just heading to the door.
Yeah.
So you see that this door has been ripped off of its hinges. You see there's kind of some scorch marks on the ground. But as you get closer, you see that they're not really random. It looks like they say something.
Uh-oh.
Yo!
And it looks to be scorched in the grass in front of the door. It just says, "Hi, sister."
Oh no.
Cool.
Once the light freezes.
Hey, Lons, maybe you should get behind me.
That sounds like a good idea.
No, I will be the best defense. She'll target you to hurt me.
Whatever, we watch each other's backs. We going in or not?
Let's go.
Let's go. Be careful. Watch the sides. Check your corners. Check them twice. Check them 3 times. Maybe check them 4 times.
Lance.
Walk.
Okay.
Sandor's drawing both his weapons right now.
Shield out. Vicious longsword out. Advancing. Thinking she's a fool because she's probably doing exactly what her sister wants. Thank you very much, Forever Charmed, who comes in with a massive £50 donation, so we all get another roll on the random tables.
Oh, crud.
Oh boy, what a time for that.
Oh boy.
Great time for that, actually. Let's have everybody roll those right now so I can see if we're going to play with them at the tail end of this episode or not.
Is it
what we
D100,
roll?
right?
Huh?
D100,
Just a
right?
1D100. Yep.
Oh, that was a D20.
You totally wasted that nat 20.
I know. I don't want
Oh.
to talk about it.
Give me 1 second and panic amongst yourselves.
Easy to do.
Panicking is a thing.
I ain't worried.
This is hell. I want my computer back.
It kind of looks like you're having a rave.
I was just gonna say, you look cozy though.
Yeah. Well, the way it was jittering around, I could like see that happening to Sandstorm. If someone
It's
could
like-
take a, you know,
It's like real blurry.
yeah, take a clip of that, put it to Sandstorm. That'd be great.
Oh,
Ten-
I love this table that I found.
Concern.
Do you? Do you?
Oh, things that are
That's
coming.
fine.
I need to speak to the artist about what our new deadline is, but we have new emotes on the way. I've seen the concept art, and it looks pretty good. The reason I say this is one of them may or may not be a concern emote.
I'll be using that one a lot.
Seems valid.
You
Same.
say it so often.
Just-
One more.
Oh my god, Torn Pixie, no! I've been betrayed!
Okay, so these are good, guys. So before you step through the door, Ransom, as you cast this Cure Wounds spell, you feel a surge of energy coming through you, kind of like that connection to your
Raven
goddess,
Mama.
your Raven Mama. And each of you notices this weird it's like a blackness coming from Ransom, but it's not like the angry oily blackness that had come from Lonsdelight previously. Instead, it's more comforting and calming, like a hug. And each of you gains 2d8 hit points.
Nice.
Who rolls
Like
that?
temporary hit points, or?
You heal for 2d8.
Sweet!
Great.
Who rolls that?
It's everybody within 60 feet of Ransom. So
Shit, that's awesome. Thank you, Raven Mom.
I am back at full health.
So am I.
Meanwhile, Ipsis, you've never you don't have a connection with a particular god. So you've never really felt what the intervention of the divine feels like. But you do feel a warmth, like someone is smiling upon you. And you permanently gain additional spell slot.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And Ransom, if you watch as Ipsis gains this kind of warmth, you would recognize kind of a gift from the divine happening here.
Just kind of very slowly smiles a little bit.
Welcome to the academy. Please take your seats.
However,
However,
Sandor,
Mm-hmm.
oh no.
you disappear.
Cool.
Oh no!
Apparently that's that's the fourth thing I'm good at.
Hang on. You said they were good. Okay.
Bye guys.
The betrayal.
Not again. Ransom already said he was gonna quit if this happened again.
Some of those were good.
You see all about.
So Sandor has disappeared.
Sweet.
You all still go through the door.
No!
In what manner did I disappear?
Well, I just want to make sure that what everybody's doing first.
I take like 2 steps forward and then freeze because he's gone.
Okay. So Sandor. You disappear and you feel something that's become very familiar to you at this point. You realize that you're floating in water. And it's water in every direction.
Fuck.
Oh, no!
This is how I die. Cool. Where is there light in a given direction that I can move toward?
You seem to be outside.
Okay.
The sun is shining.
Okay.
Thank you
But
very
there's
much.
Water
Forever
just,
charmed.
like, am I on a fucking desert island? Is that what happened? Or am I in water?
You don't really recognize. You can't think of a body of water anywhere nearby that's quite this big without any noticeable landmarks.
Sweet.
You do feel a little bit of a tingle and a pressure on your body.
Okay.
And as you look around, do you want to try and do anything?
Stay afloat, I guess.
Okay.
That's
and
about
as you
all I
kind
can do.
as you kind of lean back and float there, after about a minute or so, you feel this pressure happening again. And you appear
God!
back with the party.
I grab him.
Okay.
Can you stop doing that? Please.
I don't know what the fuck I just did.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. There was water everywhere.
Why does everything always happen to you?
I don't know.
Holding onto your shoulder. He hasn't let go.
Maybe buy me dinner first if you're gonna hang out that close. I'm fine. I'm just wet.
Glad you're okay. Anyway, can we handle the murderous sister that's in here, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, now that you're all back together,
Yep.
do you head inside?
I guess. I slosh inside.
What is wrong? No, there's no time. Let's focus. Also, thank you Forever Charmed who donated 500 bits. It seems pride emote farming. Thank you for doing it here. You can also gift a disadvantage or any of the cheaper things to a player of your choice.
Who walks through the door first?
Ink lawns.
Yeah, Sandor will be right behind Lons.
How close to right behind?
Like, close enough that he could probably interpose or defend her. So,
Where are the other two of you?
Right on Sandor's tail. You know, if he was a tiefling.
oh,
No!
really?
No!
Ipsis, are you nearby? Or are you holding back?
I'm in the back. I'm not going to be like holding back, but I'm going to be in the back of the procession, close enough to Ransom where if anything was to happen, I could maybe grab him and pull him backwards.
Lonstelite and Sandor, as you step through the door pretty close behind one another, I need you both to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
I'm not the greatest at those.
I actually...
And that disadvantage went to me.
I think I
roll that with that disadvantage, Scrat.
I think
Oh.
I have advantage on things like I can see. So I don't know if I would have advantage in this context. But I have advantage on dex saving throws, sort of. Like, I guess if it's something I can see coming.
Basically, yeah.
I'll say yes. You notice at the very last minute that despite Lon saying you should look everywhere, nobody thought to check the floor.
Cool. Alright. Oh my god!
Did you use an advantage on that as well, did you say?
Yes!
Nice.
Well,
For all the good it did not do.
Yeah, so you both fail.
Me.
And I swear I thought of these two things separately and just now realized I should put them together, and I apologize. So,
Concern. Okay.
so both of you take 6 points of lightning damage.
Ow.
And Sandor, you are wet.
oh no.
Oh. Ow!
So
What?
so you take an additional point of lightning damage.
It's probably he's probably been to worse parties.
In which case, he's a much nicer DM than I would have been.
Alright. It's fine. So yeah, now he's wet, smoldering, and smells like ozone. And booze.
Great.
Always booze, always.
Just a day in the life.
So as soon as this... Is this all the trap effects done?
Yep.
So as soon as the trap's gone off, Lonstelite would be like, "Be wary, she's likely to attack now." Like, not looking after her own wounds, but immediately being on the defensive, thinking that this was a distraction.
Yeah, Sandor is on his feet and ready to attack something because now he's just mad.
And as you enter, you realize Shimmer is not about to attack. Because instead, she is sitting kind of with her back to the far wall and a blade to Maritza's throat.
Aw, shit.
And as you walk in, she just says, "Oh, hello, sisters."
Hello, Shimmer.
And as you speak, she snaps her fingers, and Scrat, your wild magic surge is that you are under silence for the next 60 seconds.
Crap.
So you can't say anything.
Oh shit.
And she stops, and she looks at you, and she's like, "I'm not here to talk to you yet." And she turns to Ipsis.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I just want to point out this is the most pissed off you have ever seen Ipsis. She's not happy by any of this, but I will walk kind of forward so I'm closer
Yeah, Sandor
to the
is
front of the group.
making himself a human wall.
And as how close do you get, Ipsis?
I'll be like 15 feet from her. I literally just want to walk up to the front of our group, wherever, like right inside the door, because I'm all the way like in the back. So I just kind of want to make myself forward. I don't want to move any closer to her than necessary.
As you do kind of start moving closer, and this dagger that she has at Maritza's throat digs in a little bit.
What do you want?
I just want to talk.
You have the floor. Start talking.
Oh, in such a rush. Scrat, can you describe Shimmer for us?
Shimmer is stunningly beautiful. Far more so than anyone else. There's a very slight resemblance to Lon's Delight, but very, very slight. She is a mix of scarlets and deep hues of pink. Very similar to Lon's Delight in that her hooves form natural heels, and she has black hair that is black hair, or was it? No, sorry, it's strawberry blonde. Strawberry blonde. No, was that Shimmer? Was that Lon's Delight? I can't remember. She also has strawberry blonde hair.
Strawberry blonde, I thought.
Yeah, she'll also have strawberry blonde hair. That is sort of probably, I don't know, she might have had it cut. Maybe it's like pixie cut now. She's going like super assassin or something. I don't know. Maybe she dyed it black. Maybe she's goffed up. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen her.
She changes her look from time to time.
Yeah, the overriding impression is lethality and beauty. I think her eyes were like seas of violet or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And she stops and she goes, I just wanted a chance to get the family back together. And I knew that if my dear sister saw me, she would probably not stop but try to kill me. I needed to make sure I had some insurance first so that we could have a chat. Give me a moment, Lons. But I wanted to get the whole family together, including Father's other bastard children. That's why I'm so happy that you're here, Ipsis.
Well, fuck.
Oh, shit.
I wanted to see what you were made of. See if you were any kind of threat. I think not. And Lon's Delight, the silence is lifted. I've said what I needed to say.
What are we doing, Lons?
You can talk again.
I don't know.
How about we start with a release of the hostages?
It's a good start.
Hostage. There's only one of them.
There was two. What'd you do with the other one?
There was only one here.
How about we release the hostage then so that you can have your family reunion?
What insurance do I have that you're not just going to leap on me? I am alone.
I've never wanted to hurt you, Shimmer. Not even now, whilst you hold a blade to my friend's throat.
Even when you left me behind?
I stayed for a long time, Shimmer.
Not long enough.
I can't imagine what it was like growing up for so long with Father.
you didn't have to do it alone, and she didn't have to do it at all.
I tried to stay.
It was always clear that you were meant for bigger, better, nicer things than me.
Father kept you because you were better than I. Why he got rid of me.
He got rid of you because you were just too caring.
Not back
What
then.
did you do?
I only cared about one person back then, Shimmer. And that was you.
And that's why you left.
I didn't leave. Father put me up in a hotel room. I stayed for as long as he paid for. I got a job. I stayed longer, hoping that you would be able to join me.
How did you expect me to just leave on my own?
You're much better at sneaking than I am. I thought if anyone could do it, it would be you.
I tried once or twice. As good as I am, there's only so much one can do when you're bound, like I was.
Was?
Anyway. We're not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this family reunion that we're having. I
Okay.
wanted to get all the girls together and have dinner.
I don't know what rock you crawled out from under, but I am not a part of your family. You may have the same father, but you are nothing like any family that I would ever have. And for you
What
to
is
just
family
assume that
besides
it would
blood?
be okay, for you to assume that it would be okay for you to just come here and drop that on someone who has no idea whether it's the truth or not, or whether you're just using that as some form of manipulation technique. You must have some real big horns up in here. So I suggest that you let Maritza go and be on your way before we have a major problem here.
And I think she looks past you, Ipsis, to Ransom. It's just like, oh, she's a chatty one, isn't she?
You're looking at me for some sort of common ground. You're not going to find it. Release Maritza.
Look, we will... Look, and Lonstart's going to take her vicious longsword and drop it. Take the hand axe and drop it.
Sandor is not dropping either one of his swords.
Looks like we got a nerf friend.
Ransom's not dropping his whip. And he can't drop his magic.
Margaret Crone coming in with the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Things are getting real serious over here.
Things are very tense.
Just a little.
Oh, Sandor. Even if you dropped your blade, I'd know that you're just as good with your two bare hands. There's no way to disarm you unless I chop them off.
You're welcome.
Poor
to try.
heartbroken boy.
Stop with the mind games.
But it's so much fun. You, if
It
anyone,
would
should
be.
know that.
It would be if you were more subtle and less blatant. Your manipulations are very out in the open.
Well, your definition of fun is different than mine. I like to watch it land. All right. Well, I see no one's going to sit down and eat with me, so if I must...
I'll sit and eat with you. Just take the knife away from Maritz's throat.
As I was going to say, if I must, I will let your little crush go. I just hope everyone knows that I have backup plans.
Of course you do. You let her go. You all can sit down to eat. I'll keep an eye on her. I'm not your fucking family.
True. I wouldn't want you to stray too far, though.
Where the hell am I gonna go? Not counting.
Oh, this is going to be...
randomly a little while ago.
As you stand there dripping wet, for some reason.
Where am I gonna go? The ocean, maybe.
Oh. This is going to be so much fun. And that is where we will end tonight's episode.
My world has come crashing down on me as I know it.
Oh, Ipsis, baby.
Protect.
I don't know about the rest of you, but the tension just then, you could have cut that with a knife for me.
Wow.
This has been a heavy episode.
Just a bit.
Oh shit!
Good.
I did hint at that a couple of times.
I know, but I wasn't sure how serious you were.
The title was Rivalry.
I
So
thought it might have been something to do with, like, you know, the game.
I thought it was going to be
That's
about
what
the
I
game.
thought.
I thought it was
But
going to be
no,
all of
we're digging into
that.
Launcelite and Ipsis.
And just to give everyone some insight into my mind, the wild magic surge that happened was for Sandor to disappear to another plane, and we had previously made a joke about a water plane, so that's where you went.
I knew that was why you did that.
I was going to ask that, but then I didn't want Ipsis to seem ignorant to the fact that there was a water plane. She's just supposed to know everything.
Sandor found it, apparently. It's fine.
You did it!
Wow.
Hey guys, we're finally gonna address Launcelite's issues.
Head on, it seems.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately.
You're.
Well,
And Ipsis's. Oops.
I don't even. That's the thing is like Ipsis is so caught off guard because like she's been fun loving. Like it's just been one big adventure with like a little bit of danger, but a lot of fun. And now this just got like whoosh, like one tidal wave, and now I think it's going to. Everyone's gonna see this other side of her that she really hasn't gotten a chance to see or act upon. This whole like very protective like I must fight to survive thing. I'm very excited to see that comes out.
Just got. I loved that.
Yeah.
that was such a reveal.
Raise your hand if you would also die for Ipsis.
I mean, obviously.
Raise your hand if you've been plotting that reveal since you had Ipsis's backstory.
Oh,
Not the
I gave you so much to just build upon with this backstory because when I created her, she was just so vague. So I was like, the vagueness is good. I was like, I could do whatever. It's fine. Man,
And
you're
here you are.
running with it, and I love it.
That's what happens when your party is like mostly tieflings.
Yeah.
Yeah. we
I'm
all
the
have
only
a
one here that's not a sibling.
backstory.
Well, thank you everyone for all of your donations and support today. Please check out the links if you'd like to further support us or add us on social media. Please go and check those out as well. We'll be heading over to the Discord, which is the second link to be popped to continue talking about Tilt, this amazing reveal, and generally how wonderful Kelly and the rest of this wonderful cast are.
And to decompress if you need any, because it was a heavy day.
It was a heavy day. There may be some decompression in there as well.
Looks like we got
Yeah, talk it out with
oh,
us.
Shadowcasters Network, thank you so much for joining us. We're just going. You can join us this time every week for more of these good shenanigans. I hope one of you have a raid cry. I believe Tater might have had one earlier on, maybe. Pop it and we'll use it. And, we'll be back tomorrow now at 2 p.m. EST, where I will be filling an empty slot with a little bit of Oblivion. I played some Oblivion this Sunday, and I'm going to carry on tomorrow for a few hours. That'll be fun. And we'll be back at the same time next week for more Tilt to pick up where we left off. We can do old Snap as the raid cry. I'm 100% down for that. That's happening.
Raven Mama.
That was good, Raven Mama.
What do we think, Raven Mama or old Snap?
Raven Mama.
Raven Mama? Let's do it.
Great. Glad you're using my garbage puns. That's what I'm here for, apparently.
There you go, everyone. Raven Mama.
Garbage puns and trash husbands.
Yep.
So, we'll see you same time next week. Until then, keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you all later on. Bye! Thank you for the raids and everything, everyone. Wonderful. Bye!